Hi friends, welcome to my kitchen. Now we're in a really busy season and my kitchen looks tidy on the outside. However, if you were to open some of these cupboards or my fridge, you would soon realise that it's really not that tidy at all. And I'm getting really frustrated because things are going to waste. I'm forgetting what's in the cupboards, what's in the fridge. I'm not using up leftovers and I just really need to get on top of things. So I'm giving myself an hour today to see how much I can get done. It is 20 to 10 right now. And so at 20 to 11, I'm going to stop. I've really only got an hour to give to this job. So I'm going to see how much I can get done. I'm going to start with the fridge because that's the most urgent. It really needs a good clean. And there's loads of little bits of leftovers that I just did not get around to using because I couldn't see that they were there. So unfortunately, I'm going to be doing a lot of throwing away today. But hopefully with a nice, clean, organised fridge, that won't happen again. So let's see how much I get done, and I hope to give you some ideas of how you can organise your kitchen, your fridge, your cupboards, just to make your life a little bit easier. So let's get going. Now these are the before pictures of my kitchen, and I'm quite embarrassed to show them to you because as you can see, things have got very disorganized. My fridge is overflowing, my cupboards are a real mess, and I just really need to get on and do this. Okay, so it's a real state. There's loads of stuff in here that is half finished, loads of leftovers, and I don't know if you get this as well. If you make a lot of things from home, from scratch, you end up with jars of, I've got jars of duck fat, I've got yogurt, I've got mayonnaise, I've got sauerkraut, loads of jars in here, and they're just not very easy to organise. So I need to try and work out a system that's going to help me to be able to see what's in here and to get to it and use it easily. So I'm going to take everything out of the fridge, put what I want to throw away on the table and what I want to keep on this work surface here, and we'll see what we end up with. I actually really hate this job. I hate having to take everything out of the fridge, but I know how important it is to be able to keep organised so that I can see what I've got and I can use up what I've got. It makes meal planning so much easier to have a clean and tidy fridge, and it actually saves me a lot of money too. So I'm getting on with it, I'm doing it, but just know that I really don't enjoy this. I've taken some of the shelves out and I'm giving them a quick clean. I'm going to clean the inside of the fridge with my homemade all-purpose cleaner, which works really well. And then I'm going to see what's the best way to get everything back in the fridge and to keep it organised. If you have any tips for keeping an organised fridge, I would be so grateful if you would leave them in the comments below. Now I've got everything out of the fridge, I'm realising that I've got several half-empty bottles and jars that contain the same thing. So I'm going to be putting them together to make more space in my fridge.
So I am making sure that these products were either made at the same time or have a similar sell-by date. I like to try and keep my produce organised in these plastic containers so that I know exactly how much of each thing I have. We eat a lot of rice in our family and I often have leftovers, but you do have to be careful with rice. You can't keep it for too long in the fridge, so I like to make sure I write the date on the Tupperware, and I just do this with a Sharpie. It wipes off the plastic lids really easily.
Okay, so here's the organised fridge. So butter at the top. Here we've got sweet condiments like jam and syrup. Here's pickles, salad dressing, mustard. Then a few of the sauces that we use, and at the bottom here is where I keep milk, open juice and water kefir. And at the top here we've got fermented things, so sauerkraut, sourdough starter, yogurt, and there's some bone broth at the back there, and in the jug there's some yogurt whey that I'm going to use to fertilise the garden. We'll see if that works. Here we've got cheese, so grated cheese in the bowls and chunks of cheese in the plastic container. We've got the duck fat, the cream, some ham, some produce, and these are leftovers, so I put the salad together and the leftover rice, and at the bottom here we've got some root vegetables. So now I've got a load of space in the fridge for the shopping that's going to be arriving later on today. I'm trying to keep everything classified so that we can keep things better organised and know where to find things when we need them. This cupboard is another pain point in the kitchen. We use it all the time. It's where we keep all of our plates and bowls and things that we use for every meal. This part is probably not too bad. I'm not going to change very much here. But these bottles up here, this is where we keep our few sweets that we have. So I'm going to sort that out. And it's down the bottom here where I've got some oven dishes and the Ninja food processor that I use at least once a day. I need to sort that out because it's just really difficult to get the food processor out of there. So I need to find a better solution for all of that.
Knowing what to do with all of these bottles and jars is an ongoing struggle for me, but I really need to keep them all because I use them all the time.
So I've only really done the top and the bottom shelves here. I'm leaving lots of space here because there are some things in the fridge that have been emptied that need to be stored afterwards. And I'm also going to be buying some new jars as well. I haven't touched these shelves. They work pretty well for us, although they could do with a bit of a tidy up. And these are the two big points here. I've put the round dishes together and the rectangular dishes together, so that should be really easy to use. And my blender here is going to be a lot easier to access like this. So that's all that I managed to get done in an hour. It's now 20 to 11. I said I was stopping at 20 to 11, so that's what I'm going to do. I've got loads of other things to be getting along with today. So I'm going to stop here and maybe I'll come back to the other cupboards that I wanted to sort out a bit later on in the day, and I will take you along for that too.
finding a lot of half-empty packets in my cupboards, and one of my best tips for keeping organised cupboards is to use containers. It makes things so much tidier and better organised, and I like to write on the top what is in each container so that I can grab it quickly when I need it. We have a lot of people in our family, and many of them like to help themselves to things like nuts and oats and things like that when they're preparing their breakfast or snacks throughout the day. So what happens is I get several packets of the same thing that are open, and it's all in a bit of a mess in the drawer. So I've decided to put those in containers too, and hopefully that will keep things a little bit tidier. While I'm getting things organised, I'm taking the opportunity to fill up my baking products, so my wheat berries, my sugar, and anything else that I might need later on in the week. Thank you for following along with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And why don't you leave me a comment below and let me know what organisation projects you're working on this spring. I'll see you next time. Bye!